Hi everyone, it's Suey here. And as we know, May is Asian American and Pacific Islander Month. This is one reason why I'm participating in the Asian Readathon and trying to make a lot of my books be Asian stories or Asian authors and that kind of thing. I've done a TBR discussing the books that I'm hoping to read, but I thought I would also do this video where I suggest some books of some of my favorite Asian author / story books, and that I would suggest to you if you are planning on reading any Asian books this month, even if you aren't participating in the actual readathon. These are all obviously lean heavily toward the Asian side of things. I am not familiar with Pacific Islander books / authors / stories. I did read Molokai, I did think of that one, which is about the island in Hawaii, and I'm sure there's a ton of great ones. I'm just not familiar with those in order to give you a list of favorites. So that might be something that I need to look into for myself and find some other authors and books and stories that cover that part of this Heritage Month celebration. I've got 10 books on my favorites list, and I know I'm forgetting some, but these are the ones I went through my Goodreads and my shelves, and these are the ones I came up with for some of my favorites for this category. So my first one on this list is A Single Shard by Linda Sue Park. Now she has many books out that cover this topic, but I remember reading A Single Shard years and years ago and just being blown away with how beautiful the story was. This one won a Newbery, I think. I don't remember what year. It's about a Korean orphan and the relationship he makes with a potter guy, a potterer. I don't remember any more specifics about it, except that it ripped my heart out and was so powerful. So I just really loved it. The one is Snowflower and the Secret Fan by Lisa C. This tells the story of several generations of women in China, and it has a description about foot binding that you will never forget. So anyway, if you were curious about that tradition, that you live it through these characters, it will stick with you forever. And it's so powerful of a story talking about these characters. I just love it. Hotel on the Corner of Bitter and Sweet by Jamie Ford. This one takes place here in America over in Seattle, I think it is. It's the love story between Japanese American and an American, I think. What happens when the Japanese American ends up being taken to the camps that happened after World War II. Lots to think about in this one too, and very heart-wrenching also. Most of these are heart-wrenching stories. I'm realizing they're all just really powerful, emotional stories, which is why I love them so much. And I read 2 nonfiction ones a couple years ago that have to do with people who have defected from North Korea. And the first one's called The Girl with 7 Names by Hyeonseo Lee, and then the other one is called Every Falling Star by Kyung-sook Lee. The first one is about a girl who she ends up getting out okay, but then she ends up trying to get her family out later on, and that's kind of where the real story is. How they have to figure out this whole new life for themselves once they actually do get out, and it's not so easy once they get out. Like, life isn't perfect once they get out either. It's a great story, and she's gone on to be quite the popular speaker, and you can find her TED Talk and everything about all of this. The other one is more of a YA nonfiction, written from the perspective of the author when he was about 12 to 16 years old, and he ends up fighting for his life on the streets in North Korea, and it is crazy stuff. And finally he gets out when he's about 16, and his story is amazing. It stuck with me for so long. A few years ago, I read Pachinko by Min Jin Lee. It starts out in Korea, and then they end up going to Japan. And so it's kind of a big family saga of Koreans living in Japan and having to deal with all of that. It's during the occupation and after World War II, and it's a big sweeping saga. It covers all that time period and how the family ends up making their millions by having pachinko parlors, and it's really good. Americanborn Chinese by Jean Lung Yang. He's got graphic novels about his life growing up as an American-born Chinese. Just what it says. And I think I saw something about this one being a movie. Every time I say that, it's like, oh, that happened a lot already. but did it happen or is it happening? I feel like I saw something. Anyway, that's going to be amazing. And I met him at a author signing, and he was fascinating to listen to. And these graphic novels are really good and give you the whole feeling of what it's like to be growing up here in America, but being part of both cultures. Please Look After Mom by Kyung-sook Shin. This one is a Korean novel. Their mother disappears one day, and then it's kind of this told from different points of view, and you find out how important their mother is to them, and they have taken her for granted all these years. And she has done all these things for them. And you get a really good feel of the Korean culture in this book. And they start realizing that they really do need their mother even after they've all grown up. Kafka on the Shore is by Haruki Murakami. And this is the only book I've read by him, but man, he is a popular Japanese author. And he writes crazy psychedelic-y, brain twisty, mind bendy stuff, which Kafka on the Shore definitely was. It was a crazy experience. It makes me curious about his other books, although I'm a little nervous also at the same time. You gotta be really ready for stuff when you read his things, but this one's about a kid in Japan and all his crazy experiences. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what it's about. But I do remember that so many things that were said during that book, I'm like, yes! Like a lot of profound ideas and thoughts and observations about life. Just like you can quote the whole book. It's amazing. And then finally, The Good Earth by Pearl S. Buck, a classic Chinese story, just about this family who just works and works and works to keep their farm, and the mom has babies and then goes out and works in the farm the very next hour. And she's so strong character. And then just how they fight for their life to keep their farm and their land, and stuff happens and it's sad. I love it. I must love these sad, heart-wrenching, emotional, deeply emotional, powerful stories. They must be my favorites, I guess. Anyway, those are some suggestions from my end of some of my favorite Asian author/story books. If you have suggestions for me, more on the Pacific Islander half of this whole celebration, let me know, because I would love to venture forth into territory that I am not familiar with. I hope that even if you're not participating in the actual readathon or making your month focused on this subject, that you at least pick up one book by an Asian author or with Asian characters and give it a try. Let me know how it goes. Happy reading. Bye.